You're listening to Product Biz Made Easy. This is episode 33, and today we're talking all about what it takes to build $1 million brand. So I'm breaking it down for you today on this episode, so I hope you stick around.
Welcome to the Product Biz Made Easy podcast, where we help you scale your product-based business. Your award-winning host and serial entrepreneur, Becky J. Anderson, created an 8-figure product-based brand that was sold all over the world and in big box retail stores. Each week, she will be sharing sales strategies, marketing advice, or inspiring interviews to help you scale your product-based business. Now, on to the show.
So you want to scale your product-based business to $1 million. So let's break down how you do that. Okay, you have to have 5 products that sell 20 items each day. So that's only 100 products a day, right? So assume that the average price for each one of those 100 items is $27. That means that you will make $2,750 a day in sales. And then you times that by 365 days of the year, and you have $1 million. So it sounds so simple in theory, right? But how do you get 100 sales a day? And how do you build a brand that will do that? So let's talk about that. To build a brand, you've got to be visible every single day, and you have to have your own unique selling proposition. So let's talk about unique selling proposition, because this is a question I get asked a lot. So what is a unique selling proposition? It's what sets your business apart from others because of what your business makes a stand about. Does that make sense? It's what you make a stand about. So instead of attempting to be known for everything, businesses with a unique selling proposition stand for something specific, and it becomes what you are known for. So the number one mistake I see with businesses on the unique selling proposition, they want to be everything. They want to do everything, they want to be everything, and they want to sell to all the people. Well, that doesn't work. You can't be the best at candles and the best at Bath and Body and the best at jewelry or the best at whatever you do and something else. You've got to pick what you're going to be the best at. So imagine 3 circles. One of them is what the customer wants. The other one is what your brand does well. And the third circle is what your competitor does well. So if you intersect those circles, your winning zone, your clear point of difference that where you can really do well is the intersection between what your customer wants and what your brand does well. When you start getting in the middle of all 3 circles, the other one, it becomes very risky of what your competitor does well, because it's so competitive and so cutthroat. So let's talk about some different unique selling propositions for different brands. So Domino's. We guarantee fresh, hot pizza delivered in 30 minutes or less, or it's free. Let's look at FedEx, where it absolutely positively has to be there overnight. Let's look at NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine. Do you see how they're all standing out for one unique thing? So let's talk about you creating your own unique selling proposition. I want you to list 3 of your biggest benefits. And I don't want you to say quality or best service or best price, because anybody can do that. Those are really hard to make unique because almost everyone can claim them. I want you to solve a pain point. What are the pain points that your business solves, just like NyQuil does, the sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine? Think about what is that pain point. Now I want you to think about, what does your brand stand for? It's important that your customers know what your brand stands for and why it isn't just another Me Too product. To build a brand that lasts, it's important that you share what your brand stands for in all of your marketing materials so that your buyers, your customers, Everyone knows as soon as they see your logo. So get your brand keywords down so that it can always be part of your elevator story and you can stay consistent in your messaging. So I'm going to go through my brand that I built up to a $25 million business and go through some of the things that we did just as an example to show you as a case study. So my brand was candles, and we had soy based candles. And so my brand stood for eco-friendly green products, fragranced products, innovative products. So we wanted to have the most innovative fragrance green products, and also trend driven and family oriented. So I had 5 things that we consistently tried to stay consistent on in our messaging. And I quickly developed a loyal following of moms that wanted innovative fragrance products that were safe for their family, yet they were designed with the popular trend prints and patterns. So don't be afraid to scream your messaging out. So we even went as far as to put a little section on our website that says, what sets our candles apart? And then we listed the things that set our candles apart from the competitors. Our fragrance oil was evenly distributed. We used safe wicks that were non-lead. We had unique and original toppings on all of our candles. We used soy-based wax for longer burn times, wax that burns evenly and clearly, and true to life original fragrances. So that was a section on our website that clearly said what sets us apart with our candles. Here's another little section we had. What makes our product better? And the first thing was soy-based candles. And then we went as far as to go, okay, what is soy? Soy is water soluble, it's biodegradable, it's replenishable, it's non-toxic, and it's easily cleaned up. And then we put why soy, and they burn longer, no petroleum-based black emissions, they don't release harmful carcinogenics, a slower, more cool burn, and uniform burning. And then we put the burn times. So be thinking about your products. What can you do to get your messaging across to your customers that they know why your products are the best, that they know why your products stand out, so that you can clearly scream that unique selling proposition to them. The next thing I want you to be thinking about is your brand story. Your brand story is very important so that the buyers and the customers understand why they should buy your products. So get your story nailed down and make sure you share it over and over and over. Your ideal customers will resonate with your story, and they'll become very loyal over time if you remain consistent. Your brand story is what helps separate you from the competition. So going back to my brand again, the case study, one of the things that we put as an example on our sales material so that people knew, we put wow factors. Our candles contain 7% fragrance oil, evenly distributed through the candles. We use only non-lead wicks. Because we use vegetable-based soy wax, our candles burn cleaner and longer. Our unique toppings match each candle line, and true to life original fragrances. So we used that as part of our story, and then we would show pictures of the candles with the toppings so that they could be very clear. The other thing that we did to make our products different, see, all of our candles had toppings on. Then we went as far as to have our warmers where you melt the wax cubes. We used a flat plate on top. So instead of just putting the wax in and melting it, you could take that flat plate off and it could be dual purpose. You could use it to melt your wax or melt your candle if you didn't want to just do the wax cubes. So we tried to make each one of our products unique and different. And then we screamed it from the rooftop so that everyone knew, look, this isn't just a candle warmer. This is a multi-purpose, innovative candle warmer. And then our wax cubes, instead of putting them in the little square rectangle chocolate bar size that everybody does, we had our little acetate things made in the shape of a house so that it was like different and people would know and they would understand. And so we tried to make sure that we were very clear in our messaging. And I want you to think about what can you do to make your messaging more clear. Okay, so now let's talk about stories, how they sell. Stories put you into the minds of your customers. They remember stories. They learn better with stories. Stories drive connection. And when you generate a connection through stories, you attract the right customer. So, one of the other products that we had was a green cleaning line, and everything in it was natural and clean. But we developed the green cleaning line because my daughter started using only organic, clean, and green cleaning products because her baby got sick and she didn't know what caused it. And so she wanted to only use those kind of products. So we developed a cleaning line that was like a spray cleaner for the kitchen, and you could use it on anything. We had soap, the spray, and some lotions, and we called it the Green Living line. But when we designed the product, the label had some green leaves on it, and the big leaf stood for her little boy that had been so sick. And then the other leaves were for the kids, and then the two big leaves were for my husband and I. And so when we were selling the product, we explained why we created it, why the labels were designed like they did, and that everything was for little baby Liam. And we had the picture of him with all the heart monitors on him and in the hospital. And so that story became very sticky, and people remembered, our salespeople remembered why we had created that product and why it was so different. And they could tell the story about the baby and why this product was completely safe and organic and why it was created. So the story was something that they remembered, and it made it a lot easier to sell. So you go back to my candles. Why did I have toppings on all my candles? Well, I was the very first person to do that I remember in the marketplace, but I did that. So, for example, if you had a birthday cake candle, I had birthday cake sprinkles on it. And if I had a sugar cookie fragrance candle, I had little sugar cookie sprinkles. Or if I had a banana split smelling candle, I had the little scriggly with the that would be the syrup, and I had a little wax cube on it that would be the cherry on top. So every candle we made had a topping. Well, why did we do that? We did that because that was part of my story. I was 5'8" in the 6th grade. I was taller than my dad, my mom, and all my siblings. And my parents would tell me all the time that I was made to stand out and that I shouldn't be paranoid about being so tall. So that message always stuck with me. So I designed all my products to stand out because of that story. So when your salespeople or your customers know your story and know why your products are unique, they remember it and they become a part of it and they care about it. So everyone that bought my candles, the salespeople that we had knew my story, knew why they had toppings on, and they were able to share it, and it helped it. So I want you to think about, what is your personal story with your products that you can tie in to make it more sticky for your customers to remember. Your story is so important because it brings that emotional connection to the buyers and the customer. Your story becomes your niche and your why that keeps you going. Your why can change over time and as the years go on, but it's what keeps you going. And my whole entire business started because I came home one day and saw my daughter driving a tractor, and I wanted a place for my girls to work. And that story always stuck. So people remembered it. So as you're trying to build a business and grow it, I want you to be thinking about, what is your unique selling proposition? How can you improve it? And how can you share it with those out there? So I hope that helps. And I hope breaking down how to build $1 million business with how many products you need to sell helps also. So thank you so much for listening to Product Biz Made Easy podcast. Now, don't forget to hop on over to beckyjanderson.com and grab your free strategy roadmap, as well as check out all the resources and things that there are over there to help you grow your product-based business. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.